There was a river of blood. Ambulance officers struggling to make sense of their shift last Friday. That's what they said. As first responders, they became everyday heroes. Donna Marie Lever spent time with them today.
The emergency is over, but the real toll is only just beginning to sink in. These two first responders fighting back tears after battling on the front line, desperately trying to save the shot and walking wounded as many lay dying on the ground.
We tried to get our stretcher into the mosque, but we couldn't because there were fatalities in the way. We ended up having to lift the bodies over top of other bodies onto our stretchers. There was no... and those people were bleeding, and there was a lot of blood.
Paramedics arriving under a heavily armed police escort at multiple scenes, with staff describing what they faced as the most horrific they've seen.
There was a river of blood coming out of the mosque, and that's a scene that you don't forget. It was literally flowing off terracotta tiles.
All available resources thrown into saving every possible life while the clock ticked.
A good half of the patients that I saw go into the back of ambulances, I expected to die within an hour. And the fact that only one has is incredible.
The injuries extensive.
Obviously gunshot wounds, entry and exit wounds to different parts of the body, external bleeding, signs of obvious internal bleeding, and people deteriorating in front of us.
Support is in place to help first responders struggling to make sense of the mass killing and bloodbath they waded into. The first emergency call to ambulance was taken here at 1:44 on Friday afternoon, with another 50 calls made in the half hour that followed. 7 minutes later, the first ambulance arrived, but it's those frantic and desperate calls pleading for help these staff won't ever forget.
I am human at the end of the day, so it was pretty upsetting. So I was just kind of like, I did ask my teammate to come to stand with me, and he was like, just be strong, and he was sort of just talking in my ear, and I was just like, okay. Like, you are focused and the training does kick into place, but still it is very emotional.
To be fair, I felt really sick about it, but then you put a lot of faith in all the emergency services teams working together and keeping our guys safe.
And they were. More heroes emerging, still at work as this tragedy takes its toll.
So much admiration for those teams. Let's go live to Donna Marie outside Christchurch Hospital. Any updates from the doctors there?
Good evening. Huge medical teams here continue to work tirelessly behind the scenes at Christchurch Hospital. But some good news from the hospital tonight. While there are still 31 patients inside, 2 have been discharged and were well enough to go home. 9 remain critical. They are in intensive care. The 4-year-old girl who was flown to Starship Hospital also tonight remains critical. Her father is in Auckland Hospital in a serious but stable condition. And the staff here at Christchurch Hospital tell me they are still well equipped and staffed to deal with this situation. But with every available operating theatre in constant use, they have had to postpone some planned surgeries, and they're asking the Christchurch locals for patience and for understanding with that.